Hello, I hope you are doing well. I'm Behrouz Bigham. We're back with a very attractive and exciting course on Lumion 2023, a course on creating professional animations and architectural animations. In this course, we're going to learn that many useful and professional options are possible with the simplest tools inside Lumion. In this course, kids are going to learn the entire process. Now, besides modeling, as you are aware, Lumion doesn't have modeling capabilities from day one, and we have to do this step inside another software like 3D Studio Max or SketchUp, a program that allows modeling, and it allows us to bridge between these two software through common formats like FBX and OBJ. Even in the new version that we want to teach in, which is this version 2023, the Max modeling format, which is the format of 3D Studio Max itself, is directly supported, and our work will be easier than ever. Okay kids, we're going straight to the first thing we do, Lumion 2023. Kids, so far that I have the user package 1402. So far no reliable free crack has come out for Lumion. And to use Lumion, we can buy the crack at a minimum price, which is certainly worth it. If you want to work with Lumion, you must buy the crack, which I think is worth it considering its new options. It's not expensive now either. You can contact us via direct message or in the sales section of the website, and I'll provide you with the license. Another point that you must definitely keep in mind, the appropriate hardware for Lumion. Now the hardware we have in mind for this course is GPU-based hardware. Because during the Corona period, Corona rendering was primarily CPU-based, then RAM and hard drive, graphics card, that stuff, meaning Corona was CPU-based. But in the Lumion period, our main base is GPU and graphics card. The newer the generation of your card, the Series 20 and up, and the more its RAM, the faster the simulation operations in Lumion can be performed. And the high RAM of the graphics card allows you to run much larger projects, and you can easily do landscape and urban planning projects and create forests inside Lumion. Well, after I install Lumion, I'll crack it. Now it's about 70 gigabytes in size. The download links will be sent to you after the purchase. Now, friends who are in Tabriz can bring their hard drives, and I'll install it for them, plus the cost of the license, which I think is permanent, and any new updates that come for Lumion will be available in your user panel. I think the next update will be added in 2 or 3 weeks. Those few new features that are also added in the new service packs of Lumion can be very attractive and useful. Okay, let's start the course. After installation, see kids, the first page that comes up is this section. Now, it shows black here because of our sanctions. Now, I had my VPN on, but it doesn't have much effect. We still don't work with this section. The first option is Create New Project option, kids. About the Lumion course, I'll tell you that this course is incredibly attractive and professional. It's kind of like a game, and everything is very easy and fast. And now the viewing capabilities too. Now we'll talk about these new features of Lumion. Why we emphasize that you must install Lumion 2023, especially the ray tracing option, which can permanently solve Lumion's problem in the internal rendering option, and we can easily transfer our migration operations to the Lumion software in terms of rendering and animation. Well, the scenes you see are Lumion's own presets. I'll open them now to see how fast the work is in Lumion. The Lumion working environment is like this, kids. Now we're going to talk about it in a lot of detail. I'm clicking on the band load project option from here, and it goes back here again. We go to Create New, and now we open one of the scenes and learn a few hotkeys together in this section. Now, the new tutorials of Lumion 2023 are placed here. You can watch them in the tutorial section here. Download Lumion itself from here. Now we can't use it this way because the license we get is not the original website license, because we get it for a much lower price. Well, I go to the hotkeys section. Let's learn those main hotkeys together. Kids, moving around in Lumion is with those same buttons, the same WAS thing. W is the forward movement operation, S is the backward movement. Left, right, up and down are exactly these buttons W, S, A, D, Q, and E. Let's test these here. See, in order for me to move this in Lumion, first, let me increase its quality. See, its quality is better now. Well, see, now I'm on E. See, it's moving to the left. I'm pressing S, D is moving to the right. I'm pressing W. It's moving forward. It's like a human is moving. Exactly like a game. Kids who play games are exactly very familiar with these buttons and know how easy it is to work with them. Well, the right click turns the viewer's head, the third person, see, which turns it like this. It can be very useful. Zoom in and zoom out operations are through your mouse scroll. If you want this operation to be faster, you can hold Shift. See, I'm not holding it now. It goes slowly. I hold Shift, it goes fast. Hold Control, I think not. Its slow movement is like this. Those are the main hotkeys, kids. Let's go see what else there is. See? The same slow movement. Yes, with space. See? Yes. All the movements of that vector rows plus space goes slowly like this. You hold Shift. It goes fast. Shift is written a little fast, which doesn't need to be very fast. Shift and space. See? It goes very fast. Yes. This can also be useful, kids. See, kids, for example, we want to quickly zoom in on a specific subject, like our anti itself. But if you double right-click on anything, we quickly get close to it. This is also from this. Write it down. My right-click. Pan is also the middle mouse. Kids, for example, we're jumping. Now because it's a little fast, it's going very fast. It's not very important. The cube forwards. The most up. Yes, we said the same. Control. See? Now I'm up. I want to come exactly on my horizon line. Quickly on my horizon line. Control H. See, I quickly tighten it in resin. The other one is O right click. Aha. Orbiting is like this around my shape. The same Alt that we were doing. See, O you have to hold. Instead of Alt, you hold O. And with the right click, we orbit around our shape. This can also be very useful. The Alt that we put in Alt click in 3D Max. Here it's O and right click. Try to get used to this. Use it a lot. Only kids have to find your subject like this. Then put this tick. And with selection, I don't think so. Yes, put it. Now you see that it's not possible. In Lumion it has to be in its category. Now I have to go to the nature category. And then I can choose it. See, actually, O has to be right click. This zoom that you see, wherever it is, you hold O with the right click. You can turn around it. So selection, we said, has nothing to do with this. This zoom that looks everywhere, this scroll has to be exactly there first. See, empty space is exactly orbiting. These that you see are editor quality, kids, the display and resolution of objects inside Lumion from the settings section, can see editor quality, which can be adjusted with the hotkeys F1, F2, and F3. Now I'm here. I don't need to come inside settings and press these anymore. You can raise and lower your resolution by pressing F1. Now I've come to the minimum resolution, and you see that the speed has increased a lot, but the display quality of these has decreased. Kids only in viewports, not in the render. These have nothing to do with the render at all. Now, some people like that even in viewports. These objects that I put have a high quality so that the operation of seeing the tissue and making the project can be seen with high quality. If you have good hardware, you can easily do this. There's no problem. You see, it's very fast. See, it puts my graphics card information here. Now we'll go to benchmark 2. Before kids do anything, come to the section here, save and load project. Take a benchmark of your system. This branch walk comes. It takes a small render of your system and puts the result and says that with this system, with these specifications, you can do the operation. It says now, all of them are great. This 12 gigs is the same graphics card. This is the RAM of the computer itself. This is the CPU. This is the graphics card itself. So the more RAM the graphics card has, the higher this number is. And it causes us, now if I go to the build environment, see now 47%, almost 6.5 gigs of 12 gigs have been filled. And now if the scene gets more crowded than this number gets bigger. And if it exceeds 12, then our scene gets heavier. That's why these quality options can be controlled through this, and also through kids. Number C, if I decrease this too, you know how it became, but the speed became incredibly fast. You can now heavy scenes. Kids who have laptops can use these features, but now I put it on 100%. The next option is use proxy. If you have proxy files that you led and you want to use, for example, Corota proxy, V-Ray proxy, if it's on or on the auto option, it supports proxy and shows it like the original version, which is a very cool option. And our other option is also kids high quality tree. You can see all the trees in the viewport separately with very high details and lower details. These are all scene management methods in Lumion. We'll talk about auto-apt preview now too. I'll go to this section. Now if you have a tablet, you can use this option. Email this and your tablet will completely take on the Lumion theme. This also reverses your mouse, which we don't need to do. And this also use Yazin, which you must definitely keep active. Kids, it comes the Yazi operation. Here are more explanations. Yazi, that's the quality of the pixels. Now we don't need to talk about this here. We go to this section, mute sound effects. When we put sound effects and I don't know what else, we can control them globally. For example, when I put a sound effect here, if I come here to the effects section to see, we can put all kinds of sounds here. See, for example, see this. I put it here. Now I want to work here. Its sound is bothering me. Get close to this area, but now you see that I have work here. Either I have to delete this, or I have to come here and mute it. See, if I press this mute option, no matter how close you are, the sound doesn't come anymore. This is exactly, kids, that thing, the Lumion unit, which you can activate in metric mode, Verha, which says, show it. The recovery option is an incredibly professional option that is inside Lumion. I wish this option was inside 3D Max too, meaning, now maybe you'll say, well, what's the use? The last thing you do inside Lumion is always save when this option is active. But if the power goes out, I don't know, the system crashes, it can always recover from that last section, and Lumion can recover the project, and I haven't noticed any errors either. That good RAM also comes in handy exactly here. It recovers the project very well, and brings it back. So my recommendation is that you definitely activate this recovery option. The next option is full screen. Full screen, you also know that it completely overshadows these sections. Your monitor completely takes on that Lumion theme. See, now if I press the option, see, it doesn't show those sides anymore. In order to use the options of high, you can work like this. If you want to use the next options of Windows, press this Windows option and access the other options from here. The same auto download update. I don't think this will work for us now, either, because we can't update this way. We have to do the update from a separate panel, so don't touch this either. We don't have anything to do with the license either. We only check after we do the crack that it writes the Pro version here and also version 2023. See, now, if a new version comes, this for example becomes 0656. Several cool options are added, but the important thing is this 2023. This is also from the general settings of the Lumion software. Okay, let's go to our next sections. Kids, our next sections, the first and most important section is the build section. The generalities of our viewport, the same place where we do the work. The build section is the same as our viewport. So we do the switching operation with this option. The next option is photo. The Corota rendering section is controlled from this section in single shots by opening this section. You see that a completely separate frame opens. We can use ready-made presets from this section and perform rendering, camera placement and effect placement inside Lumion. You know how quickly you fall in love with aluminum. I'm sure I'm saying this here. Kids who work with Lumion hardly go back to Corona, and I don't know Vray. And this stuff because the GPU story is something else. Because it's very fast, our hand is open, we can do everything. We can take countless tests, and these countless tests cause our work to be incredibly good. Well, we said the photo section. We have worked with its details in the next sessions, to say generalities about these Lumion options and its practical section and finish our first session. The next section is movie. We create our animations from here. The camera, meaning single shots, are saved separately here. Then the video creation and editing studio, along with attractive effects, is here. You can do the camera placement and get your render in the shortest time. The next section is the 360-degree render. The 360-degree renders also know that it has its own specific application in Lumion. If you have VR glasses, you can take a 360-degree render. We'll talk about this too, and completely provide the client with the real and 360-degree environment. You know that it has its own special customers. These VR renders are another of Lumion's amazing features. And we said the band load section too. Now these are not very important. I'll go to build mode. Kids. Here we have our layers. It's also very easy to press. It's not such a special thing. You enter their names here and each of them, if it's active like this, you're on it. Now I come to rock. And now whatever object, for example, I add or, for example, I do something. I bring it into the scene. It's applied to the same layer. The way to add it is like this. You also put their names. If you also want a new layer, you press this. You put their names and manage them one by one. Now, for example, see, I don't want plant. In a matter of seconds, easily ash them. See, everything is on this age. How good and professional. Now everything is on a few layers. You can manage it very quickly. I'll go open another scene. Now I haven't gone to the XML section, and I'm on this Create New Kids. These are very popular and useful themes. Usually mostly we start on the state here, and it's custom. We come and add it ourselves. Or, for example, this is also very good. I also start on this because it has its own background. It can quickly help us. Now, this is also a forest scene. Forest, this is also a desert state. Let me open this. It's very attractive. I ran our new project on this because our term was desert state. See how well that initial style of the landscape, the whole desert, has come and simulated for us here. See how good? I'll open the next scene. Kids, you see how amazing the speed of loading Lumion is. If you open such a scene in Corona, it takes 10 days. Now we don't have this possibility. It's a snowy scene. I promise I'll definitely work on a snowy project on this too. This scene is also a masterpiece, and famous Lumion scene. Let me take a step inside it. A little of that candy in your heart melts. These animations, kids, are all automatic. You put this, you define one, it comes from here, it falls here in your shot. It's enough, we don't even want to go that complicated. The client doesn't want these from us. Those very simple presentations, open these and review them because they have done their camera placements professionally. Each of them is an atmosphere. In the movie section too, animation here, aha, see, these are moving. It can give a very good feeling to our work, meaning that weakness in our design can somehow cover up these cool presentations. Be sure, even if your design is not so beautiful, if you work on such a scene, the client is no longer ashamed. I mean to come and say, sir, change this. I don't like it. His mind is busy with these anymore. Please take these seriously. See how real. The dead peel happens here. All the works that we did in Corona. And here you see that we're doing kids who know the Corona base, who know the initial principles of rendering, can watch this package in serial just once, and learn Lumion self-taught. But we try to say all the necessary techniques first, and then quickly go to the project. Well, let's go to the build section, and learn the options from here together. Our first option is our library, the very comprehensive and complete library of Lumion, which in the new versions, in every new version that is released, you see much more interesting and complete options in this section that appear. One of the features and strengths of Lumion is this same library. We start from the first section, the nature section. All kinds of plants with interesting names and theming. Even in kids, the new version has put those similar ones inside one option. This can make the process of using these much easier. Click on it. See, with one click, it's added inside your scene. You have to spend time inside these once. That generality comes to your hand. See how comprehensive and complete it is. Kids, each of them also has several options under it. All of them are also cool and high quality. See, it has agreements with very well-known companies, and companies like Spittree, which in the production of three-dimensional trees, you know that Spittree always has the first word, like the companies Maxeri and R&B Group, also had cooperation. even like the companies or motion, the best of CG. These are the same by agreement. They have provided these objects with high quality and with a very cool variety to those interested in architectural simulation. I'm also a desert themes pal, I don't know, conif, dry trees, see how much these can help. Kids, I search every time in the Vera Corona projects, my skin is peeled off because you know that the most time we spend on the project is always finding these objects. That's why I have a little mastery of this section. You can close the project completely in one day, especially Lendeski projects. From now on, I no longer from Lumion and 23 onwards. God, see the quality of the asphalt, see in the viewport, see what happens when the render light hits it. Lumion now from the time that Lumion and 23 I've installed it. All the extra projects on, I try now the interior too. We try now that touch, we'll take the modern ones here, for now the classics remain Corona. The rest I want to work on Lemmy for now, because really the work that we want to do is here. Anymore, there's no need for us with the CPU for 2 hours. Now the CPU is also very good. Now the renders that I take with the CPU, the interior with the new CPU 7950 times Ryzen, takes almost 10 to a quarter of an hour. So now calculate and see how many types of cool flowers we have here. It's unique really, it's enough to just spend time, even next to them too. Kids, click, you can add them to your forites types, see very cool cacti, very cool crosses, class, see how much these, for example, put this in this way, these are all ready-made objects. Our section of leaf barges, ready-made barges, you can pour them in this way, ready-made stumps, ready-made stones, and also grasses. And in this way, those mountainous reed states, and this way, now it's also very fine. These a squish, and we come to these two very attractive sections that I work with this section a lot. Fine detail tri-plants with detail and high quality that also has a first-class quality. I'm putting one of them. I'm loading it. Let's go inside and see, kids, how good and great these qualities are here. See fine detail? Kids, a little it makes the work heavy. Now we said have good hardware. We don't have any problems, but you have to manage these anymore, at least through the layers. Put them in the special layer. When you want to take a render, turn on those moments. See how good the quality of these details is? Great, you can use these. Lumion, like Corona, exactly demands good hardware, but it provides us with unique facilities. I'm putting this, I'm going close, by God, see how cool detail it has. If we take a render of these, be sure that it will come out more real than Corona 2. See how good the detail is. I don't know if it's seen very well on my monitor now. I'm recording now. I'm also recording 4K. I hope it comes out well in this way, so you can use trees of very high quality and also reed of high quality. See, I put one of these. Let's go put it on the sun. Let the sun hit it too. It becomes very real. See how cool its quality is. We use all of these in our projects, you see, kids. It moves. These themselves are automatic animations. A wind between effects. Now we give wind. You can completely get the feeling of the wind. See load. I zoom in. How good and professional it is. Really unique. As much as you can. Kids use these. DT ha. And only in the nature section is this too. The rest is the objects that are, now they are not that fine deal. They are in general. Let's go to the character and human section. The Pirpalen Animals section. Various special characters in different states and positions, that almost all of them are animation. You just need to put your projects relative to that work that you want to do. Some of them are standing, some of them are sitting. You can control these very easily. For example, see this is going, you for example, can't put this in the render in this way. Now, you have to put this in a way, in this path, in this way. And animate it so that it comes in a specific path in this way and moves. So don't go too far in all the characters until kids use these relative to your own project. Now unique, browse inside this new people too. I don't want to fill the video time with these unnecessarily. I'm just tapping once so that delight comes. Go see what facilities are hidden inside this Lumion. See, these are very interesting and attractive. See, you put this moving. This too can give a very real and attractive feeling to the work. Types of birds, the majority of these kids are airborne. See rose, I press, and the duck came there. comes and flies relative to around this game, and now I put it up. Now we're saying in its session, now it's not the time for these. Let's go to this section, types of animals, fish, kids. These are for underwater renders. And Lumion has progressed so much now that it can take very real renders inside the water too. So if you're interested, go this animation, and I don't know, build very attractive renders. Take an RTX series Psi and up card, and enjoy Lumion and its facilities. Definitely be an artist. Kids, remember this. Even if you take a Series 20, it should be an artist. Preferably that i60 up card. My Psi ADT is also 12 gigs. Now, in the near future too, God willing, we'll take 4090. But now I said if the Series 5000 comes, a special possibility will happen. It buys because i80 is now completely answering both Lumion and Real. Lin and even programs like I don't know Rendy Sasa Stage and Engineer 2 Bake. I've tested it completely great and unique. Especially the maker of those fourth graphic cards said, "Sir, there's no need this much even for these games that have progressed this much. There's no need for such a graphic card," meaning both the Psi 90 is the end. This is also Tood states, meaning it casts shadows. You can use it in special projects. It becomes interesting. These now are very real photos. They are no longer that kind of animation. See the photo. You can use them in single-shot render and kids. They are very good, they can make the work completely real. Now it adjusts to the light of the scene itself and makes our rendering operation attractive. So adding a character inside Lumion is a common and almost mandatory work. We put it in most of our works. We use the people in anim. We go to the transport section, the attractive transportation library, like high-quality cars. All of them see like the companies or motion. Their quality is also great. Now I'm not saying that all of them are not good. You have to search. Always use these new ones too. It's great. This, for example, is for which company? Types of SUVs. I don't know. Wantia. These transportations, for example, put this bus in front of, for example, a public place. It can give the feeling of being real to our scene a lot. Types of very high quality trucks. Kids, we can do a lot of work. See now I imagine I can build a cool racetrack, put these heavy cars, for example. I see this quickly that building state, for example, see car races. I don't know that state of the workers in the process of working. We have everything here. 1,000 ideas come. Ambulance, I don't know, fire department. It's you who the more time you spend, you can from inside see how good and great all the objects you need. In addition to an architect, you can become a very professional ement artist easily. Kids, these are not for nothing. Through these, by mixing these with a few other options, you can easily go build a sea space, like build an airport render, I don't know, put a balloon, animate. All these balloons too can be animated. You put it moving in this way. For example, put a helicopter, I don't know, use these containers, heavy cars, bicycles, wheelchairs, motorcycle. I use this a lot. Kids, this is very interesting. Well, this is also from the transfer section. We go to the objects section and very wide. Interior, these most of them see furniture items. Flan now, those children don't see much anymore. Now, you've put this. Everyone comes and puts this. You change the medi hash too. It's still clear you've taken it from its library. And for example, you can use those kinds of things, but preferably import those sofas. I don't know, those main objects from the outside. It's not difficult either. We can easily through a script, in our row, mix these now. I was supposed to say something about this. Don't say it first. That you want can easily come the B corona seams through the leaks. Better script do the operation of transferring the objects. You easily convert the seam to Lumion. What else do you want from this easier? See the operation of electronic objects. Electronic objects, I don't know the main tools of the kitchen. That how much can make our work speed up the light in Han. Is I don't know all the objects of Desi Ramen. There is the variety of them. You see how much is the inside of this. There's a few put this 9 pieces inside. There's 34. See inside this there is. Please God spend time. See what do you need? Keep the places of them you project, saying you close in a day. Everything is here. Except I said very important, high-quality objects that form your shape and projects. Import those from the outside. Put those details from here because everything with the high quality. See rubbish very little. We have these ought Dramen. Is the garden suitable garden? See how many objects specific to the garden. Has the ought anymore doesn't leave a word to say, especially this section. We said, see this Newcon fine data. See your barges guaranteed falls the group section. Now we don't work with these here. It shows a few group sections lighten hom 3 main lighting sections. We have here one is lighting. Now I'm saying the artificial light section see spotlights are the same eye itself. Oil hom are kind of AC. We put the hand. It is as if the light is the overall ambient environment, which I don't use these much. Instead, I come from Ira light. We use exactly like the corona light. Its result is also completely like it. So our corona light is the Wulong. Light is this our eye. Iism 2 is in the artificial lights. The ambient light 2 is easily adjusted through the AL and SAN. Let's go to our effects section. This section is one of the strengths, and maybe I say one of the very attractive points of Lumion, is our effects section that most of them are also animation. See, for example, you're building a pool,